So this is currently my largest Redstone creation. It is a 4-bit calculator it has 3 math operations and 7 logic operations, which you use this opcode input to select, and then you have the A and B inputs. The circuit is rather large and makes use of this multiplier that I showcased in the last video over here. It has a adder, the adder and subtractor is created here, and these 4 chips, I'm calling them chips, but whatever, these 4 chips are the logic circuits. So to demonstrate, I'll go through each function, which I have some nice documentation. So I have this is for add, so say 3 plus 4 would return 7, which it eventually does. It does take a while due to the scale of the device. It just has a long way for things to travel. Plus 1 would be 8, which it does. And then the next function is subtraction, and for the example I'll do 12 minus 6, which will return 6, and it does. Minus 7 will return 5, and it does. So the next function is multiply, which again I literally copy pasted this circuit except for the portion that goes to that and connected it up. I'll be showing all the circuitry later. So for the examples, 3 times 4 will return 12, which it does. Again, like even on that it took a while to go through, and then on this it has to go through some selectors and this whole dat line and all that. So for another example, 8 times 3 should return, why can I not get this off the top of my head, 24, and it does. And so for the next function, well, it would get into the logic operations. So this is for and so both inputs in a spot would need to be on. For example, if I did this, it will return nothing, but as soon as I have this, because this and this are the same, it'll go up there. Again, due to how far things have to travel, both for the input and output, it does take a while. And so that would end to those. And it does. And for the next thing, we have OR. And so if either is on, it'll be fully on. And it is. Doing that will change nothing, but doing this will turn on that. And it does. Moving to the next, we have exclusive OR, and so in that case, doing this will do those. Don't know why it did a wipe. Kind of concerned. Yeah, whatever. And then adding this and this would make no difference to those. But if I were to turn on this, this would go off because both of them are on, and so that's the exclusive OR function. And then I have the NOT function, so these should all turn on. What the NOT function does for its output, which is kind of special, it has the 4 bits for the A input are on the left, and the 4 bits for the B input are on the right, and it just inverts them. And so it'll basically just be copied up but inverted. And so that's for the first logic operations. So then the next set of logic operations are the inverse of the previous ones. So this would be NAND, these should all turn on. In NAND, it's only off if both are on. So for example, doing that, only this would go off. It does. And then we have NOR, where neither is on, and those will be on. So yeah, if any of these are on, then their correspondence will be off. And then for XNOR, it's exclusive NOR, and it's the same thing as XOR but inverted. So moving on to the circuitry itself, how this works is I have two main data buses where I have the A and B inputs and the output, and so basically it's just a aligned to two apart converter for each thing that provides a significant delay. And so how it's controlled is the opcode line goes into this binary selector, and so the add and subtract go directly into their circuit, and so does the multiply line, and then the rest are compacted back with another binary converter and into a 3-line thing for compactness, and then go through another selector into the logic area. And for each logic operation, the 2 lines for it and its inverse go to this control, and so whichever is selected will be pushed down so that a signal can pass through. And each thing's format is you have all the lines going in, and then they're just directly tied into their gate, and then the output is run through the selector. And it's the same for all 4 logic chips. NOT is a little different just because of how it is, as was explained earlier. For the adder circuit, it's got its selector for the input this time because of how much stuff goes on with it, and same with the multiplier, and it just has the 4 full adders. And also the logic has its own offshoot of the main data line that goes down the full length, and an offshoot of the output line. And so for the multiplier, which is the largest single operation circuit in the whole thing for obvious reasons, it has, because I copied the design and it has a different bus layout, I had to make this converter to get the bus to the right place, and these pistons are the selectors, so they'll only allow a signal to pass through if that line is on. And so that is the full circuit. It takes a little bit to fly up to see the full thing. And it is the largest finished contraption that I have built with Redstone. So that's the full circuit. I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.